Hello everybody, today I come to you from my garage and I am sitting in front of the coolest thing I own, which is this car and this chair. This car. It is a 1938 Aston Martin and I'm really glad you don't know where I live, because I like that car.
Adventure is up there!
Moving on, John and Hank of the Vlogbrothers, today you talked about what is the point of doing stuff, and you said it's because humans want to have like a positive feeling in themselves, and that is 100% true, and I'm going to talk about the reasons for that psychologically. As students in high school, we all learn about something called homeostasis, which is the body's want to return every system in the body to perfect zero. So if you eat too much, your body will release neurotransmitters to your brain which tell you that you are full, and then you stop eating, and then your food level, your glucose level, drops back down to zero. Our bodies are in a constant state of flux centered around 0 point, except for our pleasure receptors, which are controlled by the neurotransmitters dopamine, epinephrine, norepinephrine, and opiates, which is a class of neurotransmitters. This system doesn't act at zero, it acts at above zero, so we always want our pleasure receptors to be firing at above standard level. So what we do to try and create that is we pleasure ourselves. We do things that make us feel good, because our body has a natural sense to increase our pleasure receptors to above zero. As an example, dopamine is released when you exercise, when you eat chocolate, when you see someone you fancy, or when you do something that makes you smile. The reason that when you smile, dopamine is released as well, it's a Pavlov's dog thing, where because you smile, your body releases dopamine, because your body is taught that when you smile, dopamine will get released, and so it just releases dopamine already. So when you're upset, the easiest way to make yourself feel better is to smile artificially, because then your body will release dopamine into your pleasure receptors, which will make you feel a little bit better. The reason for depression, or one of the reasons for depression or non-motivation, is a lack of dopaminergic releases, because you don't get the same rush of pleasure when you do something that you're really proud of, or when you do something that you enjoy. So the reason for everything we do is dopamine, or opiates. And you'll find the reason for everything we do is molecular biology. Everything you do can be explained by molecular biology. That's what a molecular biologist would say. So yeah, the reason that we do things, the reason that we want to do things, and the reason that we continue to try and do the best that we possibly can is because it releases dopamine into our pleasure receptors and we feel happy. And when we feel happy, our body is above 0.0 at around the homeostasis level of our dopaminergic senses, which is really cool, and I find it really interesting. But that's because my dopaminergic sensors are firing right now because I find something interesting. It was a really bad explanation. I apologize, but I actually knew what you were talking about for once, so I was like, I should join in! For anyone who isn't Hank and John, or Hank and John, if you want to continue listening to me, that's cool as well. What I was going to make a video about today was this t-shirt. Time to Plant Trees was 10 years ago, but I guess I will make that video tomorrow. It's about environmentalism and exciting. Today is the 205th anniversary of the first ever steamboat launch, commercial steamboat launch, which kicked off quite a big part of the Industrial Revolution. So that was what today's video is going to be about, but psychology took over. Now it's time for random fact of the day. Did you know Charles Lindbergh was the first ever Times Man of the Year in 1927 for flying an airplane, and San Diego Airport's named after him. Bye!